Well, many people turn to religion to help them cope in the days after the 9/11 attacks, and some even chose new faiths, including Islam.
And when you study Islam, even when Islam is taught to you by somebody who hates Islam, as long as they don't corrupt it too far, you can still see the truth in Islam. When people see the truth of Islam, it can change them if they want to be guided. If they want the truth, it can change them.
Muhammad could not have known these facts about human development in the 7th century because most of them were not discovered until the 20th century. This is a leech, and this is the human embryo, but 23 days. I think you have to agree.
Of one of the first Qurans ever translated to English by George Sale. George Sale hated Islam, he hated the Muslims, but when he translated the Quran to English, he was true to the text of the words. Although maybe not getting all the meaning, he certainly was true to the text of the words. I was shocked when I read it. Have you seen it? You know what I'm talking about? Amazing.
I love Islam. Islam is absolutely my life. There's nothing in the world as important to me as Islam. And there is nothing in the world that I am not willing to give up for the sake of Allah, for Islam, and for the Muslims. That's a fact. It's an unquestionable fact. Because Islam is everything to me, because I know the power of Islam. I know the power of Allah. I understand Allah's love. I understand His wisdom. I understand His mercy. I understand His justice. And I know there is nothing that is better. And I wish to share this with everyone.
Okay. Just repeat after me, sister.
Okay.
I swear
I swear
there's no God to worship
there's no God to worship
except one God,
except one God,
Allah.
Allah.
And I swear
I swear
Muhammad is His messenger.
Muhammad is the messenger.
Allahu Akbar. Okay, now the Arabic, if you say it slow after me, it'll be easy for you. Ready?
Okay.
Ashhadu
Ashhadu
an la
an la
ilaha
ilaha
illallah
illallah
wa
wa
ashhadu
ashhadu
anna Muhammad
anna Muhammad
Rasulullah. George Bernard Shaw for instance, is one of many, a long list of people who read this and realized the truth of Islam. When people see the truth of Islam, it can change them if they want to be guided. If they want the truth, it can change them. The first commandment in the Bible, in Exodus, is the same as the first commandment in the book of Deuteronomy. It says, "I am the Lord your God that brought you out of the land of Egypt in the house of bondage. You know no other God beside me. Beside me there's no other gods. Thou shalt not have any other gods beside me." Allahu Akbar. I was telling you about what happened in Germany. I kept saying, "Who's next? Who's next?" And when we were finished, they would say, "Okay, let's go." I said, "No, ask who's next." Finally, because almost everybody there is not Muslim, I said, "Who in the audience would like to be a Muslim?" And they all stood up. 1,250 people took Shahada all at the same time. Allahu Akbar.
And then, in English.
There is no God but God.
And I bear witness.
And I bear witness that Muhammad
the messenger of God.
is the messenger of God.
And her conversion ceremony is complete. She's now a Muslim.
I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. He is one, He has no partner. I also bear witness that Muhammad was servant and messenger of Allah. Assalamu alaikum.
When Jesus is talking to his own companions and they ask him, what's the greatest commandment? Mark 12:29. Clear. The greatest commandment is to know, O Israel, the Lord your God is one God. And you have to love him with all your heart and all your mind and all your strength. And this is no different from what Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was saying the same thing to his people. Same thing I mentioned in the lecture. This is certainly for us the same. So what you see is Muslims practicing the commandments, and you see people claiming the commandments but practicing something else. And I have seen more converts from the Catholic Church than any other of the many sects of Christianity, and especially from the nuns, priests, and even an archbishop. And all of them are better than me. Those guys and women that I see do this, they still sacrifice their whole life to get the true message of Islam.
لولاه لكنا أحطاب جهنم الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام الحمد لله الحمد لله لولاه لكنا أحطاب جهنم الحمد لله الحمد لله من أسلم يسلم وبالجنة يغنم 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 ومن يكفر سيندم وفي النار سيحطم ومن يكفر سيندم وفي النار سيحطم أعوذ بالله 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 الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام الحمد لله الحمد لله لولاه لكنا أحطاب جهنم الحمد لله الحمد لله الطير ترنم والموج تلاقم الطير ترنم والموج تلاقم الطير ترنم والموج تلاقم الطير ترنم والموج تلاقم فالخالق صمم وما كان فقدم فالخالق صمم وما كان فقدم فالمبدع الله سبحانه الله فالمبدع الله سبحانه الله فالمبدع الله سبحانه الله فالمبدع الله سبحانه الله الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام الحمد لله الحمد لله لولاه لكنا أحطاب جهنم الحمد لله الحمد لله
Dr. Jeffrey Lane. For those whom Islam has embraced, the greatest witness to God's unremitting, pursuing, sustaining, and guiding love is the Quran. Like a vast, magnificent ocean, it lures you deeper and deeper into its dazzling waves until you are swept into it. But instead of drowning in a sea of darkness as described above, you find yourself immersed in an ocean of divine light and mercy. Assalamu alaikum.
ليس الطريق سوى طريق محمد فهي الصراط المستقيم لمن سلك من يمشي في طرقاته فقد اهتدى سبل الرشاد ومن يزغ عنه
The verse we've just heard is from chapter 4 of the Quran. In the verse, God is affirming to humanity that Muhammad is indeed the recipient of a divine guidance, just as Noah, Abraham, and the rest of the prophets. However, some Christians and Jews today don't believe that Muhammad was a prophet and the covenant that God made with Abraham. And since the Quran is not their book of authority, in this video I'm going to show you that the book you're holding in your hands contains the name of the seal of prophethood, the Prophet Muhammad. As known, the Old Testament was preserved in the Hebrew language. In the 5th chapter of the Shir HaShirim, which is one of the 5 Megillah or sacred scrolls that are part of the Hebrew Bible, or for short the Song of Solomon, as Christians know it today. In reading the English translation of Song of Songs 5:16, it finishes the description by saying, "He is altogether lovely," but what most people don't know is that the name of that man was given in the original Megillah. Here is verse 16, and how it is written in ancient Hebrew, before introducing the vowels, in the 8th century. From the Hebrew Bible, on scripturetext.com. Here is the word in question. This word is made of 4 letters.
Mem, Het, Mem, Dalet.
Now when reading the word as it is written in its original form, with no vowels, it can be read as Muhammad, which is the name of the Muslim prophet, or as Mamad with no A after the H. According to Ben Yehuda's Hebrew English Dictionary, it is correctly pronounced as Muhammad, not Mamad. So how we're going to know for sure if it's pronounced as Muhammad, the Muslim prophet, or as Mamad, a random Hebrew word? The only way is to give the verse to a rabbi and say to him, "Please read." Here is the Song of Songs 5:16, and how it is read by a rabbi from a Hebrew Jewish site. Please notice, the im in Hebrew is a plural of respect.
Hiko mamtakim vechullo mahamadim ze dodi vezer'i benot Yerushalayim. Hiko mamtakim vechullo mahamadim ze dodi vezer'i benot Yerushalayim.
Here is the famous SDL translation tool, which includes a professional human translation as well as an online translation. We're going to copy our Hebrew word of the Song of Songs directly from the Jewish site. It's the same site where you can hear the rabbi reading the verse in Hebrew. All links are in the description. So, we're going to copy the word and paste it, and ask, "Please translate." Are they going to translate the meaning of the name of that person, as the Bible translators did, which is the praised and the lovely one, or are they going to keep the name as it is? Well, see it yourself. Here is the World Lingo Translator. The result is the same. It's Muhammad.
You have no right. You have no right to translate names of people. Anybody. Your name should be retained. Mr. Black is Mr. Black, though he's white. You have no right to translate names of people. But they have been doing that. Muhammad they translated as altogether lovely. But the word Muhammad is there in the Hebrew language. The word Muhammad is there in the Hebrew